respect I have for that football team, their football team. They competed to the very end. I thought the quarterback, Dunn, was a competitor, gritty, tough. They came here to try to win the game. I respect that. I respect the way they played. Chu was in the game to the very end, so that was a kind of a competitive stamina and fire that we needed to compete against. Really happy with our twos at the end of the game to keep them out of the end zone. It's the 2 out of 3 games we've had a fourth quarter shutout. Really happy with our two offense. They went down and scored a touchdown. So with that, let's see questions you guys have.
Coach, just 48 offensive plays from scrimmage. I mean, just the flow of this game, just with how they were moving the ball with a 10-minute drive to start. I mean, how much did it kind of maybe throw the rhythm of what you wanted to do all that time?
Well, the 48 plays because we went right down and scored. We had 3 possessions and we scored on 3 possessions, right? So it's, but they did a great job in that they used 10 minutes on that first drive. I mean, they were literally just sitting in the huddle looking at the sideline. That was a master class by Coach Farley in how to keep these games the way you want to keep them, right? Move the pocket, ran the quarterback. They cut us a ton. So, we have these pass rushers, and all of a sudden now they got a fullback cutting them on their legs. It's really well done by them. But I think offensively, we scored our touchdowns on our first 3 drives. We got down there and we went for 4th and 3 on the 4th drive, so we just won a lot of drives. So, yes, I'd love the defense to be able to get the ball back for us a little bit sooner, but I also thought the offense was unbelievably efficient. You go down the next, then you come out of the half. We answer, I think, a takeaway the first drive. We answer a takeaway, we go down and score, now we have to get in the end zone, and the next drive we score. So, not a lot of punt work tonight for Bushini.
There was a 59-yard pass from Dylan to Jalen, and he kind of shakes 3 and then kind of looks back. What did you think of that, of just his skill set on that play and his awareness to look so quickly back to see if Jalen was there?
Well, that's the same play we ran last week, that, the kind of play that we made, it was kind of a highlight reel play that he threw on the run. So that's the play where we roll right, but then we throw a post back left. You have to have an elite athlete like Jalen to do that. And so they blitzed off the edge, and so that's not the right play for that defense. So they called the right defense, but I noticed a lot even in the first game. He's done a great job of always avoiding the first rusher when people come free. He does a good job of finding space and time to do a throw. But he knew that that's where to go, especially with pressure. He knows he's going to flatten it, and Jalen was right where he's supposed to be.
Did you see that in him through the offseason, that he was going to have that? That ability to have that sense of where the pass rush was coming from and the mobility to avoid a guy in a situation like that?
Yeah, when people have asked me what makes him special, I said he's not a 7-on-7 quarterback. He likes the game part of it. Even the short yardage play, that's what J.J. McCarthy was doing in Michigan last year. Handing up the full guy dive, they come up tight, he pulled it every once in a while, and he pulled it. So he just knows when to make the right play.
We're a quarter away through the season. What do you love? What do you hate?
I don't know about that. I like being 3-0. There's nothing that I hate. We're just going to get better each week. We start Big Ten play. I kind of refer to this as the preseason. In my mind, we're learning how to win. As I told our team, the narrative of losing close games comes from trying to, when you get a lead, not trying to put the game away. And so the questions I get asked a lot are about, like, hey, why aren't you guys doing more of this in the second half? Well, that's what led to a lot of those losses, right? So we want to score, get a lead if we can, play defense and run the football. And then I want to say, why are you guys so boring in the fourth quarter? And we win. And that's instead. I just to make sure my team hears that, because they're kind of like that. That being said, we wanted to be aggressive a while because this was a good night for us to work on our passing game, and that's why we threw that post at the end. It was there. We thought we had it. It sounds like their kid made a play. I thought we came down with it, but we didn't. So it is what it is. But I think I'll watch the tape to see exactly where we are. I felt like early on we didn't tackle as well as we normally do, and but I did like the energy the defense came out with in the second half. That had all the makings of one of those games where, like, if you're not locked in the second half, they score a touchdown. All of a sudden, it looks like a game you're in control if you're not. And what we're trying to do is control games. That's what good teams do. So I felt some of that tonight.
Carter Nelson at 4 catches, 48 yards, gets in the end zone for the first time. The Huskers.
Yeah, Carter's. Said this is his third game playing with 22 people. So I mean, he's growing, and he had a couple little packages for him. 2 of them got called early, which was great. One was the red zone call, which is like an option route, and he won on the option and scored. Through the middle screen to him. So I think the sky's the limit for the things that he can do. They're doing a good job of bringing him along, slowly. In my mind, when I say slowly, in terms of like giving him tasks to master because he wasn't here in the spring. But tonight was a tough night to get the ball spread out to everybody, going back to the whole 48 plays. You know, you have all these guys you want to get the rock to, but it's a good thing when, you know, you throw the ball to Jalen, he changed his flips the field, and they had a penalty that gave us some yardage as well. So,
What was your, how did you feel about getting the package for Heinrich in down there near the goal line, and what did you think of the way that executed?
yeah, we put it in. I mean, he was in on the screen and out to Carter. He was in on the tailback on that too. So, I think there's a lot of things that we want Heinrich to be able to do, and he does. Every time he goes in, we don't want him just to be like, a wildcat quarterback, right? I thought what I was really pleased with Heinrich was when he got in at quarterback. The way he managed that third down, finding the check down was awesome. And they were bringing a lot of zero blitz. He checked, they checked, he reloaded it on the long touchdown run. But yeah, I mean, we'd like to get a little bit more out of the quarterback run part of it. But I'll be honest with you, Mitch, one thing I've learned, every time we put a quarterback run on tape, another team has to practice it. And so they don't have to necessarily work. I just have to chew up 20 minutes of their time each day, worrying about option, worrying about those things. Because we can run all the options with time. We can get under center still on the belly G option, right? We can do all that. And so I need them practicing that, because that's one less time they're practicing the other stuff that we're doing.
What did Emmett show you this week in practice that got him an earlier chance, and then did he take another step in the game with his big plays?
Yeah, we wanted Emmett to be the third down back this week. We felt like he would do a good job with protections and getting out and catching the football. We're trying to diversify some of the roles. We didn't have a ton of third downs. We were kind of not necessarily needing the third downs. And then that run at the end was great. One thing about Emmett that's happened, last year and this year is he's kind of like been a closer in some games, right? Whether it was Northwestern last year or Purdue, or I can't remember, the games started to run together for me. But even, Maryland, Wisconsin, he had long runs that put us in position to at least try to win those games. And so he's a guy that comes in the fourth quarter, change pace, makes people miss. And that was a big time run for us.
Michael was out, and I don't think Jamari played. What was their status tonight?
Yeah, Jamari just is still sore from last week, so we got him ready to play. He was warmed up, and we were going to start Cam, so he was kind of questionable, and then kind of got out there and just didn't have the same pop. I just was worried that if I played him, he might get hurt. So I feel good about James and Keona. He just didn't have the burst that we thought he would. He was trending. He practiced a little bit on Tuesday, practiced a little bit, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. So I thought he'd be able to go. And if he needed to, he probably would have gone, but this was a unique week, and that was a short week as well. We're on in Big Ten play on Friday, so being able to save him, not need him, was probably important. And then, Mike, I'll probably address that later. It's just the coach's decision. He's still with us. He just didn't play that.
How prepared is this team now for Big Ten play, and how nice has it been to have the 3 home games and just to kind of build your team here in Lincoln versus on the road like last year?
One of the key things, Sean, is getting a lot of guys in the game. Even at the end, you have Maverick Noonan, you have, Ishmael Smith-Flores, you have Amari Sanders, you have all these guys out there playing meaningful minutes. You have your whole second line playing meaningful minutes. And so that to me, that's been really good that in 2 or 3 games we've been able to get the 2s and some of the 3s into the game. You never know when it comes to conference play, you never know where you are till you get there, right? And so, some teams blow out, some teams, play other teams closer. It's really, when you look at stats, when I look at the Big Ten, I don't look at Big Ten versus Big Ten stats. I don't look at even the non-con stats. So Big Ten puts out like their Big Ten only stats. Because we have to see kind of where we are with each other. So I'm anxious for Friday night. I'm anxious, that they're a good team. I think they'll probably end up being ranked. Hopefully we stay ranked. And I don't know the last time 2 ranked teams played each other. I think they were 26 last year weekend AP poll. A big fan of Coach Bielema. So hopefully they move up and be a cool night this coming Friday night.
Nick, can you talk about just dealing with the short week heading into conference play and just preparation for that?
Yeah, well, last year we were going into this game, we just lost to Michigan, and we put on pads and practiced on Sunday, so maybe a little different tenor this week, but, even there, as I was walking out, Marquise Buford was making it very clear to everybody, coming in here tomorrow ready to work. Normally Sunday's our off day. Yeah, we do a big family dinner with Claire's families and our families, we won't be able to do that tomorrow. We'll do a work day for us, and our off day this week will be next Saturday, so we'll work tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The great thing is we're not traveling. Our Friday game is, obviously at the end of the season versus Iowa. But we'll work tonight and we'll work tomorrow. Because it was a night game, I had a chance to watch their game today. We worked some today, worked some yesterday to be prepared for Illinois, and we'll see what happens.
Coach Jacory, after so many big plays have gotten called back over the first couple games, he finally finds the end zone. What was that moment like, just getting to see him score?
I was fired up for him, thought that was a heck of a call by, Sat, calling reverse on the 12, I wouldn't do that. a little more conservative. But, and I thought, Borgacher did a great job, came around and made a big block for him. And great to see Corey get in. And, when he plays with joy. And it was great, it was great to see the review kind of go our way. That was a big call, when he, they had called him down the field, and then, they ruled that he was behind the line. I appreciate the Big Ten for changing that one. So, yeah, Corey's a weapon. He had that deep over that we had early on. So you keep trying to find ways to get him the ball.
The interception by Dylan, obviously challenged it. What did you think of that play? I mean, you wanted to make the throw?
That's the right throw. Yeah, that's 100% the right throw. It's quarters, safety triggers. I mean, try to throw the out route to Thomas. He triggers it, you throw the post. That's one-on-one. The thing with Dylan is you're going to play NFL football with him. Like, if he's going to throw the ball to a spot and he's expecting his guys to go make a play on the ball, and I thought Jalen made the play on the ball, so I'm not in any way throwing Jalen the bus. Looks like their kid made a play, but if we don't put those things on tape, then we'll throw the post first quarters. It's going to be a long year. We had that conversation, I think Sam had asked the other day about, Iowa and all, so you have to hit those posts, and their kid made a nice play. I challenged it because I learned last year, we had 3 or 4 plays that the next day, hey, the replay was wrong. And so what I learned was you can challenge the replay. So as I looked at it up on the screen, it looked like Jalen came down with the ball, so I was at least going to challenge it. I didn't need the timeout. It wasn't a wasted timeout. They told me that, hey, they've already cleared it, but I was told last year you can still challenge it. You should still challenge it if you think it's wrong, so I challenged it. Didn't win.
All right. Thank you.
See you guys Friday.